Who is the top 10 international female artist in France in 2022? That's a lot of words for that question. I was thinking first of doing as well a top 10 male artists, but spoilers, it was only 9 French rappers and The Weeknd. So yeah, not that interesting for viewers outside of France. About my sources, there are only 3. First one is an article from Charts in France that actually provided the top 10, so thanks to them. Number 2, Spotify, obviously, where like a real nerd, I actually counted every streams on my phone app calculator. Yeah, thanks to me. And last but not last, the good old body, Wikipedia. And just before starting the top 10, every stats I'm going to share with you in that video is worldwide Spotify streams. But guys, it's time. Let's do it. Top 10 female artists in France. Let's go. For number 10, we have Beyonce. 6 years after her Lemonade project, she released last summer Renaissance. This album, these 16 tracks got over 1,256,000,000 streams, and all that in less than 6 months. It says at the time Renaissance boasts at number 1 on Billboard 200 with his biggest debut by a woman. So yeah, an album that successful with the name of Beyonce naturally reflects it too in France, where it was heavily streamed as well. For place number 9, we have Doja Cat. Despite having her last album being released a year and a half ago, this year she still had a few very popular singles. For example, she had the I Like You on the latest Post Malone album. Just this song got over 400 million streams. She did as well the Vegas song for the Elvis movie with that hound dog sample. This one got 322 million streams. And Freaky Deaky with Tyga that got over 129 million streams. So yes, just those 3 singles put together, it's over 851 million streams. To compare with Beyonce, for example, that we just talked before and already had crazy numbers, with those only 3 singles she made 2/3 of the entire streams of Renaissance. So yeah, just insane numbers. Number 8, we have the Spanish artist Rosalia. We were speaking of insane numbers with Doja Cat already. Well, let's carry on. She released her last album Motomami last March. It entered 22 charts in 19 countries and reached the top 10 in 7 countries, France included obviously. It also became the second most streamed female album of the year worldwide. So yeah, just this album got over 1,052,000,000 streams, and after when she released the extended version in the summer, just taking one single, like the most successful one, Despecha, got over 500 million streams. Just this one song. So yeah, Latino music always has been a very successful genre in France, and Rosalia played a big part of this in 2022. Number 7, the Queen, Lady Gaga. She didn't release an album since 2020, but we're talking about Lady Gaga being so popular, especially since 2008 now with the Fame album. From this period, she was one of the world's best-selling music artists with estimated sales of 170 million records as of 2018. And yeah, she has produced some of the best-selling singles of all time. So yeah, I'm not that surprised to find her in that top 10 here. Like, being in the music industry for more than 14 years now is quite impressive. She did release this year the very great Hold My Hand for the Top Gun Maverick movie. If you're curious, if you're interested in, is my must-watch reaction on the channel. And now number 6, one of the biggest and the most popular release of this year for sure, Taylor Swift. So her album Midnight became Spotify's most streamed album with, now really listen, 185 million streams in one day. And its lead single, Antihero, got 17.4 million streams in one day. And as I said at the beginning of the video, when I was manually counting all the streams of the songs in that album, I couldn't believe it. I was like, in 3 months, just this album made 2,418,000,000 streams. In 3 months. Just to compare it with the beginning of the top 10, like with Beyonce and Rosalia, which was already insane numbers, she made more than twice as their sales with her album in just not even 3 months. Oh, and yeah, little detail as well, she tied Barbara Streisand for the most #1 albums among women with 11 albums, and became the first artist to occupy the Hot 100 entire top 10. So yeah, maybe you don't want to drop music on the same day as Taylor. For place number 5, we have Billie Eilish. Her first very popular album, When We All Fall Asleep, Where Do We Go, that she released in 2019, got over 9,300,000,000 streams. And her second album, Happier Than Ever, that she released the summer 2021, has over 3,700,000,000 streams. That's her discography, those 2 albums, and just those 2 albums together got over 13 billion streams. So Billie Eilish being 5th in that top 10, kinda makes sense. Number 4, we got another queen, another monster of the industry, Rihanna. I think for her it's a bit the same thing than Lady Gaga, but even stronger. She's been releasing music since 2005, she has 8 studio albums, and just to give you an idea to explain to you how big she is in the music history, she became the 8th best-selling artist of all time between Led Zeppelin and Pink Floyd. I mean, it doesn't get better than that. But like Lady Gaga, she did release a soundtrack for a movie this year, the fantastic Lift Me Up. If you're curious as well, you can see my very first reaction on that video, the link is right below in the description. But yeah, even if that song was very successful and very beautiful, it's the whole Rihanna brand, the whole Rihanna career that put her in the top 4 still now in 2022. We entering the podium now with the 3rd position, finally a French and the only French artist in that list, Aya Nakamura. Her popularity exploded 4 or 5 years ago with her album Nakamura. I mean, you would hear it all the time, everywhere, on all different platforms. You know, we were talking about crazy numbers before, and to give you an idea, Aya Nakamura with that album, she reached over than 1 billion streams, and you have to keep in mind that is 95% just in France. So yeah, not surprised to finding her on the 3rd match of the podium now after she became so popular over the last few years. On the 2nd position we have Dua Lipa. Just like Billie Eilish, it's insane the numbers you can reach with only 2 studio albums in your discography. When I was looking at the Spotify profile, I counted at least 7 or 8 songs that got over 1 billion streams where she was involved in. And you know, again, those numbers are only for Spotify, like we're not counting, you know, YouTube plays or other streaming platforms, TikToks, that is just billions of Spotify plays. So yeah, an incredible popularity that easily got to France as well, and that's why she gets that silver medal today. And finally, the number 1 that for sure will surprise you. It's a Belgian artist, yes, but French speaker as a mother tongue. It's Angèle. So if you're not very familiar with French singing music, you probably never heard of her. Even if after Belgium and France, it's in the US and Brazil that she's actually the most listened to. As well, we were talking about Dua Lipa before, they made a quite successful Fever single that she was featured in. So yeah, she's just an extremely popular and loved artist here in France, and like Aya Nakamura before, you hear her all the time. She's on the radio, she's on the TV, she's a bit everywhere, so it makes really sense that she gets that 1st place for the French top 10. And if you don't know, if you're curious to hear how she sounds like, I would personally recommend the song Tout Oublier. I think it's a great, easy song to start with, and I personally really like it. Alright guys, it's the end of this special video right now. If you enjoyed being with me, if you enjoyed that video, please don't hesitate to press like and subscribe. That would really help me, and I would really appreciate it. You can tell me as well who are your top artists in 2022. I'd be super curious to read that. I'll see you for another reaction. Guys, until then, have a great weekend or a great week, and I'll see you very soon. Bye guys, see you.